My computer is showing its age.
Oh.
Or maybe it just needs to have a good cleaning or something like that.
It needs a cleanse.
Exactly. Needs to be flogged. So.
Very good.
All right. Well, it seems to be working. Hooray. It's always nice when
Splendiferous.
technology works.
Yes,
So.
it's also rather unexpected.
On many occasions, yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah.
So.
Like, have you ever tried doing call transfer or a three-way call on your phone? And it's, especially I'm talking old school phones. I mean,
Yep.
nowadays it's fairly easy because you got the screen tells you what button to hit. But and it was always just astonishing when it actually worked.
Yeah. No,
Did,
true.
did I not drop anybody? No, no, you didn't.
It's still astonishing for me. I do it so rarely. It's like, okay, well,
Right.
what button do I put?
What happened here? What did I do? Okay. Well, I is it the top of the hour? Have we
It
really
is.
not started the 11
Yeah, we
o'clock
have
turn?
not started the 11 o'clock turn. We wrapped up
Okay.
the 10:40 turn, and we
Right.
realized that nobody was on had reached enough casualties to
Right.
roll the dice for anything.
Right.
So yeah, so that's where we're at. We got a couple people chiming in here. We've got DJ Flippy saying
Unbelievable.
greetings, gents, and Marshall
Greetings.
DeVue is saying good evening. So we've
I didn't know
got
he spoke English.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
That's
actually
marvelous.
he's supposed to be over on the right flank of Borodino right now, isn't he?
well, like most French marshals, he probably got sent into exile to Philadelphia for a period of time. Learn
I'm
some
guessing
English.
it's a long way from Zorndorf to Borodino, if I had to guess.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So,
All
well,
right.
greetings everybody
Well,
who's out there watching in the wider
that's
YouTube universe.
that's how it go.
Yep, we're broadcasting earlier today because my son has an improv show tonight. And so all the various and sundry relatives who are visiting from out of town are going to go. And so it should be, hopefully,
Well,
should be
you
fun.
can't miss that. Yes.
I
Nope.
can't. I'd get in trouble if I did. So,
Well, you would.
yeah.
Plus, there might be some yucks.
Yes, he usually does have some general amusement.
Well, that's
So,
good. That's
yeah.
what we're after. Okay.
Well,
What else?
we
What
are.
else do we do?
Yeah, we need to start throwing some dice around here, I guess.
It seems like it's the top of the hour, so there shouldn't be anything weird going on.
Where's
Should
the
just be.
turn thing? Where's my cursor? There it is.
Oh, no. Wait till you start throwing dice to start.
Game turn.
All right. Well, very good then. I guess it's probably +3 to you guys, right?
It's still +3 to us, yes.
All right. Very good. All right. Then we'll do that like that.
So that's
And it's
going
to be a tie for starters. Okay,
Off
big
to a grand
whiff.
start.
Yep, absolutely. Now that's not a tie.
That's not a tie. That's one for
One
us.
for the bad guys.
All right. Well, David, unless you have something that desperately needs to be done, I would like to go first.
You would. All right.
I would like to activate Calden over here with this group of grenadiers. And I think I will activate these guns down here as well.
All right.
So we'll do some firing. That's what we do first.
Yep.
What is the one on the left going to fire at?
This one's not going to fire at anything.
Oh,
He's just going to activate and start to move. Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't. Yeah. We have everybody in front lie down, really flat to the ground.
Really flat.
Fire over their shoulders. So we can get 1, 2. These 3 can all target that hex there. So that's going to be, we're times 3 at this distance. So that's going to be 12 times 3. That's going to be 36. That's going to be a 3-to-1 odds on that. And you've got approximately
8 plus 3, it's 11.
Yeah. So it's a +10. So 3 to 1 with a plus 10.
Right.
57, that's going to be a 67. So that's going to be 2 hits. So
Yeah, probably
1
two.
on the infantry and 1 on the artillery.
I think that's right. Yep. Alrighty.
All right, and then this chap here will have a 1-to-1 shot on that guy. And
why is...
it's... Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah. Okay.
12
right.
there, so it's a plus...
No, not 1-to-1.
Why is it not 1-to-1?
He's
Oh,
like a
because
3
you're right. I've lost 2 guys. I thought I had 4. So it's going to be 9 to whatever. So it's going to be just shy of 1-to-1. So 1.5 to 1 with a plus 15. 83.
1 to 1.5.
1.5
yeah.
with a plus 15.
Right.
So 83, that's going to be a 98. That's going to be 1 hit.
Alrighty. Right.
Okay. All right. And so now the question is, do we just keep shooting away at you, or do we... Oh, we still have one more
Excellent
shot to
question.
do. Let's fire
Yep.
these guns right down the line towards those guys. So
Mhm.
there are 8 increments there, times 3 at this range. So that's going to be 24. It's a 2-to-1 shot with a plus 10. So let's see what we get. That is going to be a miss.
I'm just head scratching here a little bit.
Oh, we have Michael head scratching.
That's always fun.
That's why you play the game, so you can remember that you don't remember all the rules. Just trying to figure out what is the upper limit for artillery strength points that can fire out of a hex. Because it just occurs to me that it's 4 for infantry, but I don't really know what the limit is for artillery.
I don't know. I had stacked them together thinking that they could all fire.
No, I completely understand.
Yeah.
And I hadn't objected previously to this, and you missed anyway, so at least for the time being, we're okay. But I was just head scratching going, well, we know there's a limit.
Well, I know the stacking limit, it says,
infantry.
Says the stacking limit is 8.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Looking. No,
would it be on the fire chart? I don't see anything on the fire chart.
I don't know that it does. We can't combine all the strength points at the same time from a single hex. Must fire at the same target. Yeah.
Maximum artillery, maximum SP's firing is 4.
Where'd you get that?
Where did you find that?
That's on the fire combat card.
It is on the fire combat card.
Under B. Fire formation.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, that's not as much fun as I thought it was going to be.
No,
yeah. Well, I think what's really odd about this is that I'm not aware of another case where there's a 4 strength point artillery unit. I mean, 2 is pretty standard, 3 rare, 1 also kind of rare. 2 is just kind of the normal number. So to my knowledge, it's probably never really come up of somebody saying, well, let me just pile a bunch of them on top of each other. Okay, so I'm looking on the fire combat chart. Oh, there it is. Fire formation chart.
Yeah.
Line is 4, sort of. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So you missed anyway. So I guess it's moot. But it's good to remember that for future reference. They'll probably need to spread out a little bit.
Right.
Okay.
So
And all the more fabulous that I managed to whack that special leader.
Yes. Because I'm just like, okay, well, the leader's dead. Here, I'll do this instead.
Right. Sure.
So,
No,
but
that's
that
perfectly
won't work.
reasonable. Okay.
Okay, so one guy limbered up, and I guess the
Yeah.
other guy would have been here. So, because there
Well,
was
I
no
mean,
point
they're
in me.
allowed to stack together, right?
Yeah,
So,
it just doesn't. It just makes a big target that doesn't do me any good firing out, right?
correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
it's not like I can fire one and then I can fire the other guy.
No,
It's
no, not in this
just
case.
yeah.
Right. Yeah,
So
but I mean, it's kind of like having, 16 infantry in a hex. I mean, all it does is make you a big target, but
yep,
doesn't help your shooting at all. So,
yeah,
okay.
okay.
All right. All right. Well, I'm glad with 3 sets of eyes we were able to find where it was.
There we go. Yeah. Well, good. Well, then I've got this same thing with this stack over here. I had moved them up,
Oh, you got them doubled up also.
thinking I'd do the same
Yeah.
thing. So
Okay.
I'll just have that way instead, because that's the orientation they had, and then they like
Yeah.
had prolonged into
Oh,
the
right,
single
right, right.
hex.
They would have
Yeah.
come from there. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sure.
So
All right.
okay.
All right.
Well, best laid plans. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed.
Well, let's see here. I guess let's go in. Let's do some combat here.
It could happen.
Yeah. So we can have these guys come forward,
Right.
and that is their excitement.
Yeah.
And you get a shot at me, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. So, because of the distance, they can combine. So I'm just sitting here thinking about what's the right way to do this. Probably do as much hurting as humanly possible. They moved northwest. Is that right?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were here.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So, I guess maybe just like all 3 of the artillery increments that are left are going to take a whack at him as he leaves out of that hex.
Okay. Cool.
I don't see any reason why that wouldn't work. And so 3 8-pounders at 2 hex range is going to be a number.
It looks like it's times 7, so that's going to be
That's
21. So you've got a 2 to 1.
So 2 to 1, and so then we will roll dice and see what happens next. Well, that's good.
That's good for a single hit, a
All right.
disorder check, and a morale check.
That's right.
Okay, so let's go ahead and add a hit marker to him. Here's the disorder check. He passes, and the morale check.
Ooh.
He also
Huh?
passes.
I'm glad you're wasting the good rolls. That's good. That's good. Okay. Let's see.
wasn't a waste.
I don't know. From my perspective, they were. Okay. So then the infantry there. Actually, that's an interesting question. I don't think about this very often. So the way Hook works is that you can only fire 2 out of sides, and then but you could do 4 down the line. But
Right.
what I don't know is I don't think it's like a square where you can fire in all directions. You can
No.
fire this way at a third, this way at a third, this way at a third. I don't really know.
I mean,
What
if
you're
you look
permitted to
down
do there.
at the fire chart, it says E Hook fire distribution diagram.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
you could get 100% of your guys firing out onto these chaps,
Right.
but you could only get 2 there and 2 there. So, but the way we played it before, when we played it at Colon, we only got to shoot. You only got to pick 1.
Yeah, well, that was kind of my recollection, is that squares were particularly unique because you could actually fire thrice.
Yes, out of 3 non-adjacent. Yeah.
All the SPs of the same type. Well, that doesn't really handle it. When infantry and artillery are both firing from the same hex, they may fire at the same or different. Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
so they can fire it different. That's what I was just wondering. Can they fire differently from the artillery?
Yeah, well, in fact, really, they kind of have to, right? Because they're not allowed to. Oh no, you are allowed to fire
Yeah.
infantry and artillery at the same time. I wish I felt happier about knowing I could put my finger on exactly where that would be. Yeah, because it really does talk about it on 12.2G, bottom of page 21. It really very specifically talks about square. Um, Infantry and artillery cannot combine. Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, all right. So, if we were going to take the punitive sort of approach, we'd say that because these two guys fired here, then that's it, that nobody else can fire, which feels funny to me. But that would be the interpretation of you took the opportunity to fire, you fired your artillery this way, and then nobody can fire this way or that way, which does seem funny.
Why?
Um,
I'm not sure why you're saying that
Well,
because didn't
be,
you just read that they could fire separately?
right, but he's
oh
got
yeah,
artillery stacked with the infantry. So his two
Right,
increments of artillery he can only fire 4 increments out. So
right,
2 of them are the artillery, and then 2 would be the infantry underneath.
right. So what couldn't the infantry have fired at that?
Yeah,
well,
I don't see why the 2 infantry couldn't fire at the guy that's at the end as he moves forward.
yeah,
They
all
don't have
right.
to
Well
pick the
then,
same target, do they?
no, they
Yeah, yeah,
don't. In
yeah,
fact,
yeah.
we specifically did that, but it's just fine, whatever.
Yeah.
It's I mean,
Times
at
2,
that
so you're going to
distance,
have
it's probably going to be 1 to
4 to
3
10.
anyway,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's even worse than that because you're a small target, so I really don't think this is going to get me anything. But I mean, there's also no reason not to. So, apparently, I like that 64. Um, all right, so that's nothing. All right,
Okay.
so now the infantry here. Let's see, what have I got? I got 5 total increments. Right, and spread across the 2 hexes. So I guess I'll just fire at these guys because that way I can fire everybody. He were here. I guess I really could fire everybody at the end. So you're leaving out of
Yeah.
this hex, so everybody could hit you. So we could do 5 increments against the guy at
Okay.
the end.
So that's going to be a 1-to-1 shot.
10 be 1-to-1, and we'll just see how it goes.
Oh,
Holy
that's a good
moly!
hit.
Holy wackadoodle! That's 1, I think, because I think that's all you get because there's
Yeah.
no modifiers for size. So I think it's 1 hit, and again disorder and
And morale. Okay. So here's
morale.
the
Yeah.
disorder. Here's the
Okay.
morale. He's happy.
All right.
Okay.
Splendid. All right. So there we have that.
We're gonna go in with the assault.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move my leader up just so that he's somewhere
It's important to
practicable.
be somewhere.
Yeah. Well, that way he can.
Oh, it really is.
All right. So we've got morale checks to make, and we'll just go from the left to the right. So we'll start
Okay.
off with this chap down here. So let's think about what our modifiers are, right? So
Yeah, I think the guys in the middle are going to get the benefit of supported line. The guys on the edges aren't. Nobody's hit to half dead yet, so
Right.
that's not going to get you. So I don't know. I think that's probably it. The guys on
Okay.
the end are probably just straight up.
Okay. All right. So we'll start with that chap that's there on the left.
Yep.
He's happy.
Oh,
The guy in the
98
middle.
again.
That's going to be a +10, I guess, for being.
Yeah.
So let's see what he is.
Yeah.
He's a
So he's
19.
fine.
He's fine. All right. The other guy in the middle, he's fine. And the chap on the end, he's fine.
All right.
Okay. So
Looks
they're all
like
going
everybody's
in.
in.
So Now we have to what? Identify targets first, and then you make your check, or how does that work?
Well, that's the genius of the back cover of the rules.
Okay.
I don't use them as much as I used to, but they're great there. So we've done attacker designations. That's the first step from the close combat segment. We've done attacker morale
Morale checks.
checks.
Yep.
Now we would do defender, um,
So now it's
our cavalry charge
individual.
movement, defender reaction, and then counter charge movement, none of which applies here. So then we'll go to individual combat designations.
Okay.
So everybody's got to be against somebody,
Okay.
and you
So
got to tell
we'll
me who.
have, yeah, I'll have these two guys attacking, I
Uh huh.
guess, this unit here,
Sure.
and these two guys attacking that one.
Yep, that seems fair. And then you decide which order in which you want to do those.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and let's do this combat first.
All right, fair enough. Okay, so then we will do the defender morale check, and we will just go ahead and do that right here. Don't even need to look that one up. All right, so then we'll do defensive fire. And in this case, and this is the unusual scenario where you actually can add together artillery
Mm-hmm.
and infantry fire.
Right.
And so let's see, what do we got? Now those are grenadiers. So are they times 4? Or are they times 3?
Who, your guys?
My grenadiers, yeah.
It says ×4 for grenadiers. For
Times
the
4 for
Russians.
grenadiers. Okay, so that's
20.
20 plus
And then your
8,
artillery
7,
adds
did you
another
say?
7. So you're at
7.
27.
Interesting. 27. So that's enough to make it 2.5 to 1. So I guess that actually is potentially still valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And 2.5 to 1, and it's going to be plus 20.
Okay.
And that's so attractive that I'll just go ahead and shoot at this one guy here.
Sure.
At 2.5 to 1 plus 20. Let's see what we get.
It's going to be a
That's not good.
48.
It's a good thing it was
So
2.5 to 1.
One loss, a D, and an M.
Right.
Okay. So that was his first loss. All right, we'll roll for disorder and for the morale. He's happy.
All right.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right.
So then it's time to start adding up the numbers and seeing what mischief we can get into.
Okay, so I've got 6 plus 4. I've got 10.
All right. 10, and I've got 5, so it's 2 to 1.
Okay, and then let's flip over everybody and see what they are worth.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so I've got a printed value of 4. You've got printed values of 6, so that looks like plus 2. And then here I am furiously looking in the rules here. Plus 2 is added. So I'm looking under tenacious Russians in the game-specific rules. When defending in close combat, which they are, Russian infantry units and any artillery units are stacked with are affected as follows. Effectiveness rating is modified by -6 for all morale checks that occur during the close combat segment. And this is where we had the problem where it says then B and G, which is
Right.
like totally weird. Why does it say that? It should say them both. Plus 2 added to the printed combat value before any modifications. And so I think that means that I'm at 6 now also.
Okay.
You're at 6. I'm at 6. And then if we see a defender result of 1R or 2R, then the loss is applied, but if the unit is not shaken or disordered, it becomes disordered. Anyway, we'll get to that when we get to it. So
Okay.
it's this is where we find out how tenacious those Russians really are.
Okay.
So it is 2-1, and it looks to me like it's 2-1, just even.
Yeah. We'll see what we get.
All right.
A 0-2. So we're on the zero
Special
chart,
result
of
right
course.
away.
So
Special
where
result right
is
away. Just to
that?
monkey with us even worse. So that is 2 to you and 3 to me. And we got to roll for my leader. So each of your stacks is going to take 1 hit.
Okay.
And I think.
Do you lose the artillery?
Well, that's actually a really good question. It's so unusual for there to be an artillery infantry stack under these scenarios. Let's take a look. Close combat. Defender reaction, defensive fire. We've already done all that. Close combat resolution. Close combat results. Strength point losses. Each side distributes its strength point losses as evenly as possible among the participating non-artillery units, starting with the largest SP unit involved. If several units are eligible, the owning user takes the choice. Defender SP losses must be taken from non-artillery units first and then artillery units. Attacker SP are never taken from artillery or from unactivated units, even if the strength point losses completely eliminate the attacking units, which I have seen. But if the strength point losses completely, well, they don't, so that's moot. Okay, so I think then it's just 3
It goes
on the
infantry.
there.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, it's one of those things where sometimes you really want that, and sometimes you're not so keen on it. But anyway, so
okay.
All right, so you've taken another 1 for each of your guys.
Yep. And then we roll for your leader. So let's see.
We got to roll for the leader. It's a single die. Looks like we
a 5. Nothing.
Okay,
no effect.
I think that's nothing. Okay.
Okay.
All right, and then we get to
each stack makes a morale check in rank order worst to best. If morale check is failed, the failing stack loses an SP in routes. Okay.
Right. So I'm going to be 16 plus 10 for being half dead, minus 10 for being tenacious.
Right.
And then minus 6. In other words, I don't think I can screw this up too bad because of the leader.
Right.
So I'm like at 4. Am I wrong? No, I'm sorry. I'm at 10. 10, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my stacked ranked number.
Okay.
So it looks
and then
like
my
you guys
are
gotta
going
go
to be
first.
Yeah. So he would be 21, right? And then this guy is 9.
I think he's going to be 19. I think if you
that
look
doesn't
at
count
the
for the thing for the
it's just got to look on the morale check chart to determine that. But I'm pretty sure this is a morale check M. No, I'm sorry, a G. Right? For a M close combat result.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll roll for the chap on the end first.
21 first. Yep.
He's fine. We'll roll for the guy in the middle.
19.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
That's no good.
Oh, boy.
So he's going to take a loss.
He's going to take a loss and run.
He's going to route back.
Interesting.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and put a morale marker on him. Routed. All right. And he can go back 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you got to take your dead guys with you.
Yep. Bring out your dead.
Bring out your dead. All right.
Okay.
Now, okay. Well, I need to roll. So I will roll, and I'm fine. Now, what we do know, though, and this is actually kind of a mystery because, again, it's just the sort of thing that doesn't happen all the time. I'm too small to be in 2 hexes.
Yeah.
And so how then do we deal with that?
Well, I would imagine you would shrink into one of
Right,
them.
but the weird part is it's like if I wanted to, I could shrink away, and then we're not even in contact anymore. That seems
Right.
weird, right? So it doesn't seem like we should be allowed to do that. Although it is kind of tempting, to be honest with you. Okay.
There isn't a rule that covers that.
I'm sure there is. I just haven't found it yet. Morale check, refighting combats, route results, surrender. Somewhere in here it's bound to say. An attacking or defending cavalry unit or stack in line involved in a firefight that occupies hex is not adjacent, right? Okay, at the beginning of the second round, the furthest hex. This is really all still about cavalry, isn't it? That's about cavalry specific. After SP losses, no. Both sides pass the M result morale check. The close combat odds are recalculated using the surviving units, and the applicable modifiers are reapplied, but not all the modifiers used for the first resolution will be applied to the second. Multi-hex formations never adjusted due to the SP losses until the close combat is completely resolved.
Oh, okay. So I guess you're still technically there.
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is that really what that's saying? A multi-hex formation's length is never adjusted until... Okay, yeah, that is what it was saying. Okay. All right, so they remain at the same... all right. So then you've got 3 increments left and I got 2? Is that right?
Right, but you only really have 1, because if you got 1 there and 1 there...
Oh, well, okay, that's an interesting perspective. So then we got to worry about...
But I don't know if the guy that's over there can lend himself over here, because I know there was some rule about that. If you're in a multi-hex line and one end of it's getting hit, but the other end isn't.
Yeah, so let's find that. That is under strength points here on page 28. All strength points for each of the unit's hexes that are adjacent to an enemy unit. So obviously that, okay, have rounded the strength points for each of the unit's hexes that are not adjacent to an enemy unit. Well, unfortunately, then it's going to go to 1.5. It's going to go right back to 2.
Right.
Because it's rounded. So it's still 2.
So no difference. Really,
yeah.
Okay.
So, all right. So that's 1.5 to 1.
Right.
And
now
it's...
I still have the +6, but you're going to have a different plus because you've lost half your guy, right? Isn't your effectiveness rating -2 or something?
Yeah, and that's and this is one of those things where I probably need to make a card someday. Just make a card for what optional rules are we playing with tonight?
Oh, I've got the list somewhere. In fact,
do
I
you?
highlighted
Do
them.
you?
Yeah, and I printed them out and I highlighted them so that way.
Why do I have them printed twice here? That's so weird.
We'll be back in a second.
All right.
Which one are we looking for?
Well, we're looking for a 25.2G.
Right.
Close combat SP loss. Yeah.
Right. So in bar, if the CV is halved when it takes 50% loss, this method affects units with better CVs more heavily than it does worse CVs. For players who would like to use units to affect the losses more or less evenly, change it to read as follows.
Oh, I remember
SP loss, subtract 2 from units printed SV or CV if its losses are 50% and greater. So your guy would go from a +3 to just a +1, right?
But what we did at Colin is we took the better of the 2.
Yeah,
because you weren't happy about the -2.
Well, that's because I had guys that were only 2.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So then suddenly they were 0. So
Right. But again, if we're going to do it that way, then we should do it here too. And it's the greater of.
Sure. So in this particular case, the guy's 1.5 rounds to 2, right?
Right. So he's a 2.
And then he's got a +2 for being tenacious, and then a +1 for the leader. So you were at a +5,
Right.
and I'm at a +6. So the net difference
Right.
is +1 in my favor.
Right. So it's 1.5 to 1 plus 1 now.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yep. That's what it sounds like. Here we
All right.
go. Let's roll the dice. Oh, that's not good for me.
Uh-oh.
That's going to be a difference. It's going to be 5.
Goodness.
So that is 1D, 1R for me and a 1D for you.
Okay, and then I'm going to look at Tenacious Russians just to make sure that doesn't mean anything. Because I didn't read all the way through Tenacious Russians because it was too complicated. I think it doesn't do anything to D results. I think it only modifies R results.
Right.
Yeah, all of their defender results. Okay, all right. So he's going to be, and then he shrinks.
Yes.
Right.
There's not much left of him. He's only got
Not much
one
left.
increment
No.
left, I think, right?
That's right. Exactly. And then if I flip everybody over. Oh, I keep having this life or death struggle with my my multiple keyboards on my desk.
Right.
Okay. Interesting. I guess I'm gonna put him there.
Yeah, that would be
All
the
the better,
good place.
all
That
the
way
better
the
to
other guy
shoot you
gets
with, my
the,
dear. Yeah.
the guy gets
Yeah,
the,
he gets the supported line
supported
benefit,
line.
and he and since he hasn't activated, he can shoot. So why not?
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
provided I
Okay.
got anybody there for you to shoot at.
Oh, now we hadn't considered that.
Oh,
Okay.
you're giving me the
Well,
benefit of
then-
the doubt.
Okay.
All
my
right, so then
goodness.
we've
Now what do we
got then
So we
this
got-
attack here,
Right.
right? So
Okay,
now
and then
you
this-
need to make your morale check, I guess.
Right. So I need to flip him over and see what his story is. Oh, he's not so good.
Yeah.
29. But he does get the benefit of the supported line
Yep.
and the Tenacious Russian
Yep.
rule, which means 9.
9. Yep. So
Which means he ain't going anywhere.
not with that roll.
Especially if he's going to roll like that.
So I take it we lost the other one there. All right.
Yeah. It's the nature of the universe. That's
you
why we
can't roll
got
an
another line
18
of
and-
people to go pouring
That's
in
right.
there.
That's right. Okay, so let's flip everybody over and see what we got.
Okay.
I guess I need to shoot first.
Yes.
I got 2 8-pounders. That's going to be 14. And if I fire at this guy, then
You could
then
add
I
in your
can
other
fire with the 2 infantry as
Yep.
well. So that's probably interesting. These are not grenadiers; these are musketeers. So are they times 3? Is that
times
right?
3, correct. So you'd have
Okay,
6.
so-
So you'd have
All right.
20. You'd have a
2
2 to
to
1.
2 to 1 against him. I think I would actually have a slight negative modifier because he's down to 3, right? Wouldn't it be minus
Yeah,
5?
so you got a -5.
So it's plus 15 then, because it's plus 20 for
Yep.
the. All right, so plus 20 plus 15 at 2 to 1.
Yep.
All right, well, let's give that a whirl, see what we get.
So that's going to
Good
be
thing I got the plus 20.
56, that's going to be in the 60 range there, right?
67.
61.
Hit.
No, it's only
Oh,
plus
61.
15.
Quite so. Quite
Yep.
so.
So that is a single hit.
Okay.
And then we've got to make a morale check. No, a disorder check and
first.
then morale check. So disorder check 07.
Uh-oh.
Is that a special thing?
I believe it would be. Oh, yeah. In fact, I'm sure it is. Disorder check.
Opportunity fire results.
No, it's a defensive
0.
fire result. I think you're going to
Oh,
find there's another
defensive
one.
fire. Close combat defender fire. Okay, it's E, and that's a 0.7. If units printed ER is 36 or larger, reroll with a +5. Otherwise, reroll with a -5. Okay. All right. So we roll again, and he's fine as far as disorder goes.
As far as disorder. Okay.
Right.
All
Okay.
right.
Then let's roll for morale, and he's fine for morale.
Oh, just barely, though.
Yeah.
Since he's half dead.
Right. The half dead adds another 10, right?
That's right. Exactly. So
Yeah.
he did make it, but not by a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's pretty fun. I mean, as these things go.
All right. So I've
All
got, I
right.
believe, 8. Right.
8
6
increments.
plus.
Yeah, that's
6
right.
plus.
Yep.
Yep. 6 plus
All
2. So I got
right.
8, and you've got
3, I think, now.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
Right? Because he's a 4, and he's taken 1, it looks like.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're at
So
2.5 to 1 odds.
is there a 2.5 for
There is a
melee?
2.5 to 1 odds.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. I wasn't sure.
Oh,
Really?
No,
Nope, not
no,
for
I'm
melee.
looking at fire
No.
chart. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. I was on the
Yeah, I
wrong
was
chart.
sure
So
that
2 to
one
1.
of them did and one of them didn't. Okay, so 2 to 1. You've got a 6
Yep, plus 6.
and a 3
Yeah.
because he's half dead. So 6 and 3 is 9, which rounds to 5.
Okay. So plus 5.
And 4.5 rounds to 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the defender's not so good. He's a 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
All right, so it's
a
2 to 1
with a plus
plus
2.
2.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. So that's going to be
That's
8.
going to be a big number.
At 2 to 1, that's 1 hit for me and
yes.
a 3R for you.
Oh, okay. And 3R is probably enough to bypass the Tenacious Russians rule because it talks about the defender result of 1R or 2R treated as follows. It doesn't make any mention about the 3R.
Right.
So that was a good enough die roll that it didn't even matter. Okay. So 3R means they're vaporized.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one
There's
guy
3
there
there.
anyway, right? Yeah.
No, there's 3 there.
Oh, there's 3 there. Yeah, okay.
There's 3 increments left.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to flip him back over. Oh, God dang it. Wrong keyboard again. How many times am I going to do this? All the times, Michael. Okay. Okay. I think we got that there.
Okay. All right. And then I need to advance into that hex.
And
Yeah,
the artillery was vaporized also then?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because they can't route.
Retreat,
So
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So then I guess this guy would go in. Can they both go
Right.
in or just one go in? I don't know.
No, they absolutely can both go in as long as they don't violate stacking when they get there, and they won't.
Yeah. Cool. And they can face any direction, or they just face the direction they were facing?
Since they're not in a zone of control, when they move into the hex, they are not in anyone's zone of control.
Right.
So they are allowed to turn whichever way they like.
Okay. Well, I think we'll be happy there if you
Yeah,
decide
I was
to do
gonna
anything.
say, it's kind of like this or that or
Yeah.
this or that.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, right?
Well, what we're going to do is send the next round of guys in.
Sure. Sure.
Just keep abusing you until there's nothing left. So, okay, cool. So we'll flip him over, and that takes care of that little bit of adventure. So, and William Arends sends his greetings from Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. He says it's cold
William.
here, but with
Film at
little
11.
accumulation of snow. So not
Wow.
that much snow. So
I tell you what, I cannot tell you how weird it is that we're doing it this early and we still have some of the regular usual suspects here.
well, it just shows you what they have going on their Sunday afternoons.
Yeah,
So
they did not.
we actually have more people watching now than we usually get later. We've got 7 people watching.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Whoa.
So usually we've
wow!
got, maybe 3, maybe 4, so
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
twice as many. So
yeah. I should really straighten up here.
yeah,
Now
we should
that I
probably,
didn't realize.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
People
okay.
are really bored this afternoon.
I guess so. And if they weren't before, will be now.
Okay.
Okay, well that was good. That was interesting. Both of us took a lick there,
Oh,
and
indeed.
and and it was interesting because boy, it's been a long time since I've messed with the tenacious Russians rule, and it makes them darn near impossible to push away. You just end up having to kill them.
Yeah. So if I rolled a 1R, I mean a 1R or 2R, would they have taken the losses but not routed? Is that
They
Yeah,
just
what it
so
does?
They
let's
just put a
let's talk
disorder.
that
Yep.
through. So
Yeah.
you'd take the 1 or 2 steps.
Okay.
If the unit isn't already shaken or disordered, it becomes disordered.
Okay.
If the unit is already shaken but not disordered, then it becomes shaken and disordered.
Right.
If the unit is shaken and disordered already, then it routes.
Okay.
So basically it means that there gets to be an extra step where you would become disordered the first time that gets applied to you. But
Right.
the second time, oh no, wait a minute.
What if it was just disordered?
That's not covered here. That's interesting. What does that mean? So if the unit is not shaken or disordered, it becomes disordered. Okay. If the unit is shaken but not disordered, or vice versa, either way.
Okay.
So in other words, the second time you got say a 1R, the second time you would be disordered. So now you are shaken and disordered. And then it would actually take a third 1R, which of course by this time the unit's nearly gone, right? Before you'd actually route.
Right.
Wow, so they are tenacious.
Yes.
It's almost like that's why they named it that.
Yeah. Well, and I thought I'd throw some guys in and see what happened because we haven't actually had a
Right.
chance to kind of play. It's either that or we just sit there and I just shoot you until you disappear, which I
Yeah,
think is the much better way of doing it. Certainly less problematic. Here I had a whole bunch of
Not very
grenadiers get
interesting.
killed, but yeah, not as much fun. We do have one of our friends from Russia chiming in saying, I like the tenacious Russian rule. So this is our friend Lev Sharush, who I think is tuned in from in the past. So
Very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice. Well, yeah. I mean, it feels thematically appropriate, especially because if you just look at the counters, just the raw numbers on the counters,
Yeah.
It looks to me like a Prussian walk.
Yeah.
Because they're so much better than the defenders are. But this really kind of feels like the kind of stories you get about them. Just we're gonna die around the guns, but we're not leaving.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and
So
that's historically what happened, right? It wasn't the case where the Russians just bailed and ran.
no.
So
It was
is
a
the tenacious
slugfest all
Russian
day.
rule? Yeah. So is the tenacious Russian rule something that was part of the original game, or was that something
No.
that was added?
No, the way it was explained to me is that when the game was initially published, people were like, "This is ridiculous. This doesn't feel anything like the real battle. The Prussians are winning every time."
Ah, okay.
And so it was like, well, how do we make them feel more like Russians? How do
Right.
we, kind of get the sense of it? And somebody came up with, and Matthew took the idea of the tenacious Russians rule for his rewrite here.
Mm-hmm.
I got a copy. It's probably in my box of Zorndorf because I think I have the original optional rule. I don't know that it's quite the same. It's close.
Right.
Definitely harder to dislodge them just because the minus 10 is not bad by itself, but minus 10 plus 2
Yeah.
and
That
then the
plus two
ability
makes a
to take
difference. Yeah.
our route and don't route.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter how good the other guy is if you keep making him roll,
Mm-hmm.
Well, and think about it this way. This is an interesting consideration. So let's suppose that you got a 1D, 1R result.
Right.
So the attacker takes a hit and becomes disordered.
Yep.
The defender takes a hit and becomes disordered.
Right.
So it's like now they're both halved.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you go back into the fight again. So it's like even being disordered isn't even all that bad for the Russians in that case.
Well, so would you have to refight it then?
Yeah.
Oh, so until somebody routs,
Yeah.
so it's not like the zero roll where it has it. It's somebody's got to have something, because we've had so many stuff where somebody's gone on the first round. So in this case,
Yes.
it would be if you don't rout, then both people are disordered, and then
Right.
you do all your rolls again to try to pass your
Right.
morale check, and then
Exactly.
you recalculate your stuff. Oh yeah, oh, that would definitely make the Russians more tenacious.
I mean, you would just keep doing refights,
Yeah,
and until somebody routs. And the truth is you can easily see how both sides are going to be ground to pieces by the end of this,
yeah,
right?
no, quite true.
Either you run away, or both units just get crushed.
Yeah,
There's virtually nothing left of either one of them. It's like,
right.
wow, that's tough. Okay, so we got that going for us.
Cool.
All right.
All right, it's my turn to
Well,
roll
you
for
know what?
initiative. Let's see what we get.
It only took us an hour, and we got through one activation.
But it was an exciting,
Oh, here we go.
Was an exciting activation.
We
to me.
got-
and we also have a tenacious Russian viewer, so that's
Yes,
okay.
we
Oh,
do.
that's good. He's tenaciously came back for more abuse.
All right, here
That
we
is
get
a
free
Prussian 8.
movement. Yes, so
Prussian
free
8, yeah.
movement, initiative required. Well, do you have anything that you could get a movement in that you want to get a free potential movement in, David?
Do I have anything I want to free potential movement in there? I can't think of anything that needs a little extra oomph going on here.
Yeah,
What
I
do
just
you got?
wasn't sure if you wanted to do anything with your cavalry that's over here in the center.
Yeah, and of course, it's just a movement segment. It's nothing else.
Right.
So,
Right.
So that kind of limits you a little bit. But are you talking about the cavalry that are now in the way of those batteries because the batteries just
Yep,
moved?
yep.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
whatever.
that might not be, that might be worth at least, and then that would help that disorder guy maybe get a little further out of the way there. So,
Mm.
Yeah, he's kind of in deep kimchi, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what you're
let's
probably
let-
going to want to do with him is if you pass your morale, move your guy up here so that way he's within range, and then leave a gap, and then when you do the real activation for him, then you can do a voluntary route and get him out of there. Otherwise, he's going
Oh,
to get
good
shot
thinking.
to pieces.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say if you can, see if you can't make an initiative roll for that chap, and then you can
Alright.
move those guns, and then you can move the leader up, and then maybe you can then get that guy out of harm's way come his real activation.
right. All right.
Yeah,
So
that's good
what
thinking.
that-
The
is
voluntary route's easy to forget.
Yep.
Is
Oh,
that,
trust me,
is
I'm
that-
never going to forget it again.
Is this 2 single die rolls?
Nope,
Is
just
that
No,
what-
just one die roll.
Just one.
one.
I think it's all or nothing.
It says
All right.
initiative required.
All right. So is it a single die?
Yep, just a single
Yeah,
die.
it's a single die just against your initiative.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
Oh.
that's good enough.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you're saying I should take and
Where am I
move.
finding him?
So
So
what
you're
you want to
saying-
do is, if you can, get these guys out of the way, so that way my guns can open up and fire out all along
Right.
the line here.
Well, first, now does he do
No,
a
this is-
disorder check?
No,
Or
this is
it
not a full activation.
This
This
is-
is just the movement segment.
Just movement.
just
Yep.
the movement?
That's all it is.
So this guy has a full movement. This guy has a half movement. Is that correct?
Yeah,
No, probably he doesn't have any
Or
movement
he
at
doesn't have
all
it because
because
he's
he's
not
out
in
of
because he's
range.
command.
not within the leader's command
Yep.
range.
Right.
Right. So what I'm thinking that you want to do is get this guy out of the way, move either one of these guys out of the way, right? And then move your leader up so that way he's within 4 of this guy. And then when we
Because you have
get
to be in command in order to
in
do a
order to do the
voluntary route.
voluntary route.
Right.
So then what you
Ah,
do is then when this guy comes up again, then you do the voluntary route and then you've got a gap that guy can route through
can
back
actually
behind
route
lines.
through.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So let's see. One, two. All right. So this
Now the
guy has a
question is, where do we want to maybe send that cavalry, right? So we don't have to worry. Does he have any cavalry left over here? Oh, he's just got this one chap over there, right?
Yeah, there's not much.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
as long as we've got somebody kind of here to protect the flank of the guns, we're fine.
Yeah, but you don't want to be there because then you're in the way of the retreating guy.
Well, but we get this guy out of the way too, right? Right.
Oh,
So
yeah, of
you
course.
can move
Okay.
this guy out
Yep.
of the way, and then there's a
Yep.
gap, and
Yep.
that guy can just go straight back
Right.
along there.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. He can actually be there. What? All right. So he's the. Um, all right. So let's do this guy here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. And this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. 5, 6.
There we go. That'll work.
On that. So that one, that's he is SCH. SCH is. All right. So that's guy there. All right. All right. So that's not.
Okay.
And
Yeah, that looks like everybody's in range. And there's no impact
no.
to.
Oh, and okay, so this guy could have. All right, I'm looking at this one with
Yeah,
this
and
guy
he
down.
could move, right? Because he would have been in command at the start
Yeah,
of the thing.
so he would make sure he's in range there. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I think that will do it.
Cool. So we should probably put a little mark. Don't flip him over because
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, he
didn't
hasn't
really.
activated. That's right.
So I'm just going to clone a little finished marker and put it there,
Yep. Yep.
and then we'll put him on top. We got a little finish marker underneath him, so we
There you
know
go.
that he's gone
Yeah,
more than
well,
He's
once.
done an extra
He
movement
got an
there, but
extra
he's
special thing. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and roll then. A 72. All right. That's one for us. So, do you have anything that you desperately need to do?
no, not
Okay.
other than
Let's
doing what we were
let's
just talking
let's
about.
yeah,
But
let's
you
see
got
how
something else?
tenacious the let's do some firing. So we'll go ahead and we'll fire off these guns here. And I think we'll activate Kurzel here, and we'll send him in, and we'll see if we can't break through what's left of this part of the line here. So we'll do some shooting first. So where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so at a range of 9, this guy here can fire there. And 12 pounders, that's times 3, so that's going to be 12. That's going to be a 1-to-1 shot. No pluses, no minuses. Here we go.
No, it'll be. I'm sorry. Which hex are you shooting at?
This one right here.
Okay, very good.
Yeah,
All
because
right,
he's
so
got
1-to-1.
4.
You said.
Yeah, then
All right.
yeah. So here we go. 32. That's going to be a miss. Okay. And let's go ahead and then we'll have this guy here. I think he can get a shot over at that guy there. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Range of 8. I don't think it's any different.
What's the? Can he
It's
like
times
shoot
3.
at that one?
Which one? Yeah, he could shoot there too.
No, that's outside of his arc.
Oh no, yeah,
Oh,
you're right. It's the
yeah.
the fold of the map is weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he can
Yeah.
fire at that one. So that's same thing. It's a 1-to-1 shot. No pluses, no
Yeah.
minuses. A 51
They
at
don't
1-to-1.
talk a lot about the tectonic activity at the Battle of Zorndorf. They really probably should have mentioned it more, because I bet it was a big deal to the people who were there.
Yeah. All right, and then this guy here will fire. He could fire at that guy there at the end. Sure. Yeah. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At a range of 6, that's times 5. So that's going to be 20. Wow. Okay, so that's a 2-to-1 shot.
That's
no pluses.
Better, yeah.
There we go. We like 2-to-1 shots. A 33, though, isn't good enough for anything.
I like that 2-to-1 shot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we'll go ahead and mark those guys all as finished. And that's that for them. Okay, so now we move over to this guy here, and they're just all just going to kind of march up. These guys can go in, I don't know what, they can go in whatever their weird order is, but these guys here have got to go the zigzag thing, right?
Or just pay the extra.
Yeah. So it's 1, 2, and then 3, 4 gets them there, right?
That's right.
Okay. Okay.
Of course,
and then
they're going to get shot at as they leave that.
Yep. No, I know that.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3. These guys are up here, and they're all right for the moment. And then we'll bring their brilliant leader up. So good. So you got some shooting at these guys with that chap.
Yeah. I guess I'll go ahead and I guess I will shoot at that guy as he comes down the hill. So it's going to be 1 to 1.5, because there's only 1 increment left. Nope.
Okay. All right. So now I can do.
Doesn't the increment of artillery get 1 from when they go from here to here?
Yeah, he still has an increment of artillery.
It feels like we're
But
I'm not really clear how good the line of sight would be. Yeah, I don't know, because you'd be you'd be crossing that hex.
Yeah, I think when we did it before, you shot at me when I was. I don't think you shot at me when I was here to here. You
No, I
got the
didn't
guys that were on the end. You got the guys
right,
that were on the end because there was,
exactly.
yeah. But the guys that
No,
were
I
here,
don't.
yeah,
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 I don't think he's got line of sight to that
yeah.
location. So the only one he did is when he was leaving this hex,
Okay.
or this hex, whatever direction it
He
was.
went. He went. They were here, so it went 1, 2, 3. So they zigged up that way. So they,
Right.
yeah,
So
But I
leaving that
thought
hex.
artillery had a 3 hex range.
No,
it
it does.
does.
It does.
But
It
he
just he
just
didn't have
because of
line
the
of
hill,
sight
he
was the
doesn't have a line of
problem.
sight because he's
Oh,
so
there's
close to it.
there.
But he does have a shot. The artillery has a shot as I move from there to there, and the infantry has a shot as I move from there to there. Right. So he
Yeah,
shot
but
the.
since there's only one increment, you can't do any damage. So there's no point in
Okay.
even rolling for it.
Okay. All right. So I'm
I
then
mean, I
going
guess I
to.
will. No, it's not even 1 to 3. It doesn't count.
Yeah. So now these guys are going to try to attack you. So we will do our. So we'll just go here, and then we'll just make our morale check. So for the first one, 26. Not sure. Let's take a look and see. Flip him over. 25.
Ooh!
He just barely made it.
Goodness.
All right. And then the next chap will get a benefit of plus 10. And so he's good. Okay. So my two guys are good. And the only target is that one there. So it's pretty obvious what we're going to do.
All right. All right. So then I will go ahead and roll for my defender morale check. And let's see.
Well, you should be fine, right?
No, absolutely. Because with the minus 10, even with the plus 10,
Yeah.
but yeah, and these are grenadiers.
Yeah.
So they're gonna stand and die.
They're definitely going to die.
Yeah. So I don't know. This is bar. There's no telling.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So defensive fire. They are. What's 7 plus 3 or 7 plus 4? I guess, isn't it?
Yeah. So you basically
So
it's a 1-to-1.
Right. So we'll do 1-to-1 against them. So 1-to-1 plus 20.
Okay. That's an 85. That's good enough for a single hit.
Enough for a hit and a disorder check.
Okay. All right. So we add a loss there, and let's roll for disorder. We're happy.
Okay. So now it's only 13-1.
Okay. And then, I mean, how does that move for each additional odd shift? How many pluses does that work into?
It's a lot.
Okay.
For those of you scoring at home, what'd you say? It's 13, right? So that's plus 7 right there.
Plus 7, okay.
Right?
Yep.
The defenders, let's see, he's
you're
1.5
3.
rounds.
You've got
2,
5.
3, 4, 5. 5. Yeah. Okay. So it's only plus 6 now. It's not plus 7 now. Take that. I feel a 0 coming on.
Well, if I've got 4 plus 7, I'm at what? Is it 11? And you said you're at 5? Okay. So we're at 6 to 1.
Only plus 6 at 6
to 1 with a plus of 6.
I feel
okay,
a 0 coming on. Yes!
Oh, you are so lucky. An 8-0. Well, so I take 2 losses. You take a loss, and your leader might be dead. Let's roll for your leader. He's happy. But
actually,
you don't have
he's not
there.
because the unit gets eliminated. If the unit gets eliminated in close combat, you lose the leader too.
Oh, okay.
That's not true with fire combat, but it is true with that. So good times. Oh, come on.
So a lot of things going off to the dead pile from the looks of it.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that before we're done here. And
do I need to make any rolls, or because you're dead, that's it?
No, he's just dead.
Okay.
So I'm just thinking, trying to figure out what the right thing is to do, because we need to. It's not going to let me clone him. We need to put one of them in the graveyard. So, all right, he's Li. He's part of Sal's outfit. And
Li.
yeah, okay.
I'll
So I'm
just
going to
make a
take.
circle here, right? I've got the little dead marker chart.
Yeah,
Lost chart.
yeah.
So I just circled him.
Yeah. So I just moved one of them to the graveyard. I just effectively just created a second one.
Okay.
And then obviously I'll need to remember to bring him back whenever this outfit activates.
Right.
I mean, he'll come back with a replacement. Okay. All right. So somebody needs to advance.
Yep. And then we can. Oh, I got to bring my dead along with me. Okay.
Bring out your dead.
Let's see. Yeah, there's just no easy way of doing it. I guess we'll just stay this way.
Why not?
Yeah. All right. So that took care of that combat. So that leader is going to be flipped. So we are punching a hole.
Punching
a hole. That is our goal.
That was actually a nice little one too.
Yep. Well, I watched you guys use it on me at Colon. So I figured I'd try it out here. Finally have some decent infantry I can attack with. So, all right, it's over to you, David.
All right. Roll, and it's another one for us. It doesn't move the thing. All right.
Did you want to move something? Did you have something exciting you wanted to do?
I don't have anything exciting. Do we want to do our the cavalry thing here?
Oh yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that here while we have a chance, so you can rescue that poor sod.
All right. So let's see. We've got some disorder checks here. So let's do a disorder check there. I don't know if that's good.
No, not with shaken and disorder. Well, it's only +5 anyway, even though he's shaken also. But
right.
So, nope.
Yep. No. And then we'll do the disorder check on this guy. That one's only going to be shaken.
Where's okay.
All right, and now we can. All right, so that's disorder checks. We don't have any fire, so now we're at movement. Is this where I voluntarily route that guy?
Yeah, you do it in the movement segment before any unit has moved. And you declare all those activated infantry or cavalry that will voluntarily route instead of moving.
Okay, so this, I guess this guy here will do that. And he will, so he's going to voluntarily route. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I should have done it there. Okay.
Hold on.
Hold on what?
I'm not saying you don't want to do it, but I'm saying you want to understand the implications.
Okay.
It's probably okay, but it's something to think about. So this is 19.10c. Infantry and cavalry units that voluntarily route perform their route retreat before any other activated unit moves. They are treated as routed units until they're rallied. When all the route retreat movement is completed, all the remaining non-routed activated units, including artillery, must make a morale check J. A unit's command control status is not re-adjudicated at this time, even if the activated command leader has retreated with routing units. In other words, any unit that was eligible for voluntary rout but did not do so must make a morale check J. I think when I've done this in the past, it's been like the whole outfit bugging out at once.
Oh, so
Oh, that's new. When we'd done it
Yeah,
before, it
I
was
don't.
just the one. Because when we did it at Colon, you just had the one unit that was there by my
Yeah,
infantry bug out,
yeah,
and
but they
not
really
everybody else.
should have anybody who was eligible to have, which is
oh,
basically everybody who was
Well,
in command.
so
So
David, did you roll to
wait a minute.
see to? So David, did you
Actually, I
roll
did
to?
not.
Yeah, roll to see if he is. Yeah,
Yeah,
if
I
he's
did
not
not roll
disordered,
this.
then
Yeah,
maybe you can just move him back if that's the case.
yeah, okay. Yeah, that
So
makes sense. All right.
46 is fine.
Yeah. So okay, this makes more sense. All right. One,
Particularly
two,
since his guys don't
three.
shoot all that well at a range of 2 anyway, do they?
well, I mean, they're times two. But there's a lot of them at times two.
So you got 1, 2, 3. You got basically 8 times 3, 24. It's a 2-to-1 shot.
What?
Wouldn't it
Oh
be?
yeah. It's 2-1, except really it's 3-1 because the enfilade.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, what are the? I mean, these guys are still. You can activate these two guys at the same
Of
time,
course,
right? They're
absolutely.
independent, and they don't. They're not part of this outfit, so therefore they're not going to bug out, right? It's only.
Okay. Let's take a look at that. Let's make sure we understand that. Um, yeah, that's a good question.
So where is this? Voluntary. So it's
19.10
1910.
C on page 38. Yeah. Um, uh, Only activated units, including independent units and attached units within the activated command leader's command range, may voluntarily rout. In command independent units that used unit initiative and units that qualified for automatic in command cannot voluntarily rout. Okay. Well, the trouble is, if you want to activate them, then they would have to do the morale check J too.
When all the route retreat movement is completed, all the remaining non-routed activated units, including artillery, make a morale check J. A unit's command control status is not re-adjudicated at this time, even if the activated command leader has retreated with the routing unit. In other words, any
Right.
unit that was eligible for voluntary route but not do so must make a morale check. Okay.
Right.
So basically, if that's the case, then you and then if we did activate these guys, is what you're saying,
Right.
because they're within the range of this guy, they'd also have to make morale checks.
Because they were eligible
Right.
to
And
voluntarily
everybody
rout.
else
I'm
is
not gonna.
in.
I don't see any reason to do the voluntary route.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No, it's good though that we understand it better because
Yeah, because
I don't
before it
think I
looked like
knew
it was a
about this.
get out of jail free
Yeah.
card.
Yeah, obviously it's problematic just because you're routing and you're running away, and
Right.
you could lose increments before you rally. It's obviously still not great, but this makes it the sort of thing that you don't do it to save one unit
Right.
because you
All
could
right.
end up causing a lot of mischief.
Yeah.
All right. I'm thinking the first thing I want to do with this guy is back him up one.
Yeah, now that he's not disordered,
Yeah.
you can do a line backup.
I can do a line backup and he'll take a shot, right?
Yep.
Yep.
From these
Basically,
All
those three
three.
guys. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
All right, so let's do that first. So
Well, it's 3-1 between friends.
yeah, what's 3-1? whatever.
I'll probably roll a 37 anyway.
Or less,
That's
I
my
don't know.
that's my Babe Ruth pointing at the left field fence moment.
There
There,
you
you
go.
ready?
86 at
That
3
was
to
not
1.
that was not 37.
All right, now do I do the disorder check first or?
But you take the steps first, and then you do the disorder check next,
So
and then the morale check.
So I lost one increment there?
well,
I don't
it's a
know,
plus
3 to
15.
1
It's a plus 15 because of your size,
for
right?
size.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right. So that
Holy shit! You
86 is going to become 101, right?
just got shredded.
So if that's on the opportunity fire table, right? That's
Yeah.
4D and an M with a plus 20.
What? Jeez.
Yeah, that's
I
what
just-
I'm saying.
I don't think you made the wrong choice. I just think that I rolled an 86.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No.
Yeah. This is how I
besides-
had a perfectly good
Either I'm going to have
Austrian cavalry unit, and it ceased to exist very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like if I'd done a turn, you would have got 2 shots at the
That's
thing.
right.
Yes.
No, that's why that's why rolling to recover his disorder and then backing out was clearly the right thing to do if you weren't going to do a voluntary route.
Right.
And of course, not doing the voluntary route's good for all the reasons we just talked about, right?
Right.
Because you could end up having lots of units in a weird state.
Right.
All right, so 4 hits.
He lost 4 hits.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep.
Okay.
That was
All right.
brutal.
That was not.
What
all right.
what was it you were saying, Eric? They don't shoot too good at 2 hex range?
Well,
just ask.
the Prussians were at point blank range. You moved them right up next to my cavalry at Colon.
Yeah.
So they were like
Yeah.
times 4 or whatever. So they were just like,
That
you
was
got
ugly.
like 7 hits on that guy, and he only had 7
Right.
increments. So you're just like, poof, he ceased to exist.
Okay, so now disorder check.
All right. So now we have a disorder check, and there's probably some minuses on there. but-
I don't know that there's a minus on that disorder check. I
What?
think
Because
I
that's
think
just that's a disorder check as a result of the fire combat.
that's right. Yeah, so I
Right.
don't think there's anything weird about it.
Oh,
You'll
and
make
then-
a second disorder check at the end of your movement for the line
Right.
backup. But
That's exactly
right now you're
right.
okay.
But the important part about this one is if you'd failed, you'd have to stop moving, which would just mean that you're continuing to be in kind of an awkward place. So,
Well, all right.
so it's
now,
good.
do I?
It's good that you passed this one, is what I'm saying.
Right. So then
right.
now you make a
Right.
morale check
Right.
with a
Okay.
minus or with a plus
Plus-
20.
Plus 30 because he's half dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
so now he's shaking.
So now he's shaken now. But you still have all your full movement value.
Well, yeah, he spent 2
Yep.
thus far, and so he's still got 4 left.
So we've got morale shaken now, right?
Yep.
And I've still got 4 movement points.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. I guess the best thing is just
You know
hightail
what?
her out of there.
Yeah, there's no
One.
reason not to.
2, 3,
Right. Sure. Because you've got other guys to cover you. It doesn't
Yep.
matter that you're showing your butt. Besides that, we know you're not sticking around long. There we go.
All right. So now I can move the rest of these guys in that one.
Well, that was something.
Yeah.
That's what we
that
call
was some-
interesting.
Well, I mean, it's just one of those things that happens when, cavalry are really scary, but when they get out of position, it's not so great.
Yeah.
Right? You usually think about cavalry charging infantry and infantry cowering and everything, but it's not always true.
Yeah.
And did he like conduct a pursuit? Why was he there? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, there was
Because-
some kind of pursuit or something that was going on and left him.
I think there must have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to occupy the hex and whatever because it was I was attacking your
Okay.
return. We
Right.
we forced back all your cavalry there.
Right, right.
So, all right. He's shaking. All right. So what is this? Those are SHs. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. PLA. Yeah. So that's the other half of this guy here. He's toast. All right. Jakin, they still have full movement?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Okay.
they spent 2 during the. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
There we go.
We're
Okay.
talking about everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So disordered, you're halved, but shaken,
Right.
you've got your full
So
movement potential.
this guy's halved. So.
Yeah.
Right, right. Don't think he can do that because that's a regular slope there.
Yeah, that's a darker
Oh,
slope.
that's
That
a
is
Yeah.
it's a plus
+1.
for cavalry. Yeah.
Right.
all right. We'll do that. You just do one down and back to face that way. All right. And this guy here. Okay, so everybody. All right.
So we talked about a lot of things, and I'm guessing based on the fact these guys never moved that you didn't actually activate
I did
them.
not
So,
activate them.
okay, so they're still fresh as a daisy.
Yes.
Perfect.
All
right.
That should be the end.
Very good. Marvelous. All right.
Are you sure you want to leave your leader there?
That's true. That's maybe I want to bring him back a little bit.
You move him back 1, he still can reach everybody.
Yeah. Plus,
Oh,
he's
well,
not.
yeah, he can still reach everybody anyway.
Yeah.
He's not sitting there with a shaken unit facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I
he
don't
ends
know
up
what I
getting
could.
routed and has to
Yeah,
run
I
away
don't-
and all that kind of
I
crap.
don't know what I
happens, yeah.
could do about it, but still, you're
Well,
right.
you still have that one cavalry unit that, you know,
Yes,
you
yes,
get really
there's
lucky.
several guys who would intercept him before he got there.
Potentially. You
Like
could
maybe
get lucky.
3 of them, actually.
You could get lucky.
I would need to get extraordinarily lucky.
Hey, you rolled
All
an
right.
86.
I don't know. I know with Tabletop Simulator you can flip the table. I don't think that's possible in Vassal. But if all 3 of those guys failed their opportunity charge morale checks and all of them were then shaken, that might be time to
a
flip
good
the table.
module to add to Vassal, huh?
Yeah. where we flip the table over.
Flip
move
the
it.
table.
There we go.
Scatters everything.
Right.
A fit of
I'm
pique.
done with this game. You guys suck.
All right.
Okay.
So, Michael, I think we're back to you.
Yeah, I think it is back to me. Let's see what we get. Well, we just keep
That's,
on going and keep on
another
going.
one for the
That's another one
Prussians.
for the bad guys.
All right. So, what
Kind
do
of fun that
wanna
we got all
do?
this action going on.
Yeah.
Now it's just suddenly a lot more complicated than the first couple of turns where you're just kind of moving your mice.
Yep. Do you have anything that you?
Nope, I've done all my critical stuff at this
All
point.
your critical stuff. Okay. All right. So here, I'm going to fire some guns then. I got these guys that are out here on the end.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And let's see. Who do I want to activate?
All right. While you do that, I am going to go make myself a plate for dinner.
There you go. That sounds delicious.
Did short ribs tonight in the Instant Pot.
Oh, that's
Oh my.
nice.
So,
Okay. I will, I'll activate then this light cavalry out here. That's part
Okay.
of Malowski.
Mm-hmm.
So let's fire some guns. So I've got a
Mm-hmm.
12-pounder here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can fire at you there at a range of 10. We are times 3. So I'll have a 1-to-1 shot here. And you've got,
Plus 15, I think.
yeah, something like that. It's 8. And then, but you've only got what's left on that side.
Oh, 9,
which
10,
is-
11. Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
probably
so it's a
just plus
plus
10.
10. So 1-to-1 with
Yeah.
a plus 10. Well, that's
Oh,
good
big
enough
shot.
for
Big
a-
shot.
It's enough for a hit. At
Uh,
1-to-1, 100 is going to be, it says 2 hits and a morale check, plus 10.
Okay.
But the artillery doesn't take the hit because it's
The artillery didn't take a hit because you're firing from too far
Yep.
away. Right. Yep, that's true, but I'm sitting here struggling with something else. What am I struggling with? I'm looking so many pages, not finding the one I'm after.
What is your question?
Oh, God dang it, it's right here. I'm trying to recall. I must have to collapse into one hex.
I think so. You've only got
There's only 4 increments
there.
left.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's not great, but whatever.
Okay, that's okay. All right.
Oh, I still need to do the morale check.
Yeah, make a morale check. Oh, 0, 1. Is that a special results?
Yeah, it is. Probably not a good one.
Oh, are they ever?
Morale check. No. I mean, sometimes they're pretty mild.
Morale
Okay, this is a fire combat result. If the unit's in an EZOC, it's shaken and disordered. Otherwise, re-roll with a plus 20 modifier.
Okay.
So
you get
what
your
is his
minus
story?
20 for because you're tenacious, right? So don't you get a benefit for that during fire combat?
I think it's plus 10. So all right, first things first. Okay, he's a 15. Holy moly. Okay, he doesn't do any good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So he's a 15. And it is, I think it's going to be minus 10 for the tenacious Russians. So that's going to be 5. But then what did you say it was going to be?
It says plus 20.
Plus 20.
So he's a
Really?
that makes
plus
him a
20?
That's what it says.
On
a 0, 1.
Sorry. My bad. It's plus 10 because of the combat result. That's the point I was trying to make.
Oh, okay. But I was looking at the.
Right.
You rolled a 0, 1, right?
Yeah. Yep. No, you're right. Yeah. All right. So plus 20, but still minus 10.
Right. So it's only a plus 10. So so that means that he's a 25, and you rolled a 29.
So we win yet?
Right?
I don't think so, but we're headed that way.
So did he? So did he pass?
Yeah.
I think he passed. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Next set of guns. These guys are going to fire there onto those boys. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Also another 1-to-1. There's no pluses or minuses. Right. So let's just see what we get. And I don't think a 41 is good enough to hit anything.
No.
And then these guys are going to fire on these guns. I don't know. Okay. Can I actually hit them?
Probably not.
So I would have a 1-to-1 I'd have to get a
Oh no,
2
hold on,
hits or
hold
more,
on.
right?
Yes, you
So
would
I'd have to
need,
get 2 hits in order to make it. So you've
and you're
got
gonna get up.
4 times
Oh, there's 4 there.
4.
So
You
4
got
times 4 is
16
16. So that's plus
plus
15, or is it
that's
plus
plus
20?
20. Okay, so 1 to 1
Yeah.
with a plus
So
20.
it's worth a
Maybe
chance.
we do it. Well, that's going to
Nope.
be a 90
Yeah,
at
not
1
quite.
to 1. That is a single hit, but that doesn't
Right.
affect anything. Okay, that was worth a shot.
But it is a morale check. Not that
Oh,
that
yeah, yeah,
matters a
yeah.
lot because they're 15s and yeah, so fairly moot, but nevertheless, there you go. All
Okay,
right.
cool. All right, we will move our light cavalry then.
Hmm?
And we have to make, I guess, a check for our guy because he's too far away from the
Long way from
from.
anywhere.
We rolled a 0, so that's good enough.
Oh,
He's
oh,
totally
he's got
happy.
he's got a plan.
Yep. All right. So let's see if we wanted to try to charge these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I guess we could get over this way, right? So 1, 2, 3, and then this is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7 gets him there. 2, 3, 4. All right, and then this guy. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, and 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I guess those guys could charge. And then here we're going to do the same thing. We'll just get them all lined up for what it's worth. All right, and then we'll bring up these other boys. So that's going to be 1 and 2. And then going into
That's the
line.
wrong way.
I know, so it's going to cost them extra. So now we have to find that chart.
This is
Let's
going
see.
from column to line to your right. Looks like 3.
Let's see. Yes, we're in column. And yes. So it's going to cost 3. So that's going to be 5
Right.
to get him
5.
there. Whoops. Hit the
No,
wrong
not
button.
like that.
5.
Right.
And if we wanted to collapse him before that, so we collapse him into a single hex. So we spent 3 points. So we spent 2 points. So it's what, half a point then to bring him in? Because
No, actually,
it was
gonna
2
be.
it was 2 points for
Yeah,
him
he
to get
was.
here.
Yeah, he was 2 hexes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right. It's expanding and contracting. That's what it was.
Right.
Yeah. I think it would cost him 1.
Okay. So that's going to be 3, and so then that
4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6. Okay.
Right.
And this guy's going to be 1, 2, and a half gets him there. 3.5 gets him there, and then that's going to be
6.5.
6.5. Good.
Close
And
enough.
then this guy's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then 1 to collapse.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
Right, and then we
Just
can
like you're on a
move.
parade ground.
Yeah, almost like that. Okay, and then we'll move our leader. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Good. Then we're going to try to do a charge, I guess. So we've got to make morale checks for these guys, correct? Okay. All right. So we'll just go from the left to the right. So over on the left, He's good. And then the middle chap. Did we still get the
Probably
plus
good.
10 thing? Oh, he's a
But
15.
it doesn't
Oh
matter.
my God,
I was
yeah.
going to say.
And then the guy on the end, 21. Oh, yeah, he's
Assuming
happy
he's
too.
the same.
Yep,
Right.
yep. Okay. So they can all do their charge thing. Now, I know that the Cossacks can retreat. So I'm not sure how we deal with that. And I'm not
Yeah,
sure if
let's
the
take a
guy who's
look.
disordered can retreat or.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Here I am moving pieces of paper. Let's take a look, shall we? So Cossacks may not stack with any other cavalry units except other units of their regiment. They may join other cavalry units in a close combat, but may not stack with them. Cossacks are always in command. Don't have to roll for initiative. Cossacks may retreat before close combat when stacked with any type of unit. Oh, when attacked by any type of unit. That makes way more sense. Yeah, it's like, what? And I'm pretty sure that we're going to find that that the disordered guy can't.
Okay.
I'm going to just double check. Why am I having trouble finding it? Come on, man. Really?
Well, I don't think
Retreat before
disordered
close
units can.
combat.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they can. You asked, and it was a fair question, so I'm just double checking. But I don't believe you can. Oh, there we go. Okay. I understand skirmishers, cavalry, right. Disordered unit cannot retreat before close combat. So that's that.
Okay.
So you just go ahead and do your
So 1, 2, 3, 4 gets him there. 1, 2, 3, 4 gets him here, and 1, 2, 3, 4 gets him there. So we've got these two guys attacking that guy, and this guy attacking. Well, actually, I mean, at this point, we've already passed. Yeah, we'll have these two attack here, and this guy attack there.
No, that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
No doubt. So which one are we doing first?
Well, let's do this one first.
Okay. All right. So I guess I'll do the defender morale check first.
So they are going to be shaken, I guess, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So that is 16 to 5.
Well, half of
16
5.
to 3.
Yeah.
So it's 5 to 1.
5 to 1.
And lots and lots of roll modifiers.
Yeah. So we went forward 4, so we got a plus 10. And then I guess another plus 1 for being light cavalry.
That's right. That's right. And so, and I'm at minus 2. So you're 11 and I'm minus 2. That's plus 13.
Okay.
At
5 to 1.
5 to 1, did we say? Plus 13? I feel a 0 coming on.
You always seem to do that.
Dang it.
So that's going to be off the charts. So that's going to be a surrender.
Yeah. All right.
All right. And I guess somebody needs to occupy that hex.
Somebody needs to.
Okay. And he can change his facing.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why not.
Okay. Well, let's turn him this way then, I guess. Okay. Cool. And then we've got this one here if you want to stick around. You
No,
still,
of course not.
yeah.
Um, just trying to think about where I want to go. Um,
Actually, we'll just keep this guy facing that way. That'll work. He's got his buddies to cover him.
okay. So he gonna go ahead and retreat 2, and he's gonna roll his morale check there. His after.
Oof.
Oh,
So he's disordered
just
now.
no.
Isn't he?
That is his number.
Oh,
43.
but for doing a backup, does he?
No,
Is
no,
it
no, no,
considered
no.
a line backup?
No, it's not. It's
Oh,
retreat
okay.
before close combat.
Okay.
So there is a disorder check for that. Let's. Oh, it's probably a morale check, isn't it? Here I am looking. So there is, instead of doing type B, which is the pre-close combat, instead you do the retreat, and then you do a type D, retreat before close combat. Yeah, retreat before close combat, but you do it at the end of the retreat rather than at the beginning. This is, of course, usually stuff you see with
like the grenadiers, not the
yeah,
grenzers. The
grenzers.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, so in this case, yeah, just back up, maybe get shaken.
Yeah. No, he's fine. You just passed.
Yep. Yeah, just as close as you could get.
Squeak.
Okay. All right.
All
so
right.
then that's that.
That's it. I'll flip my little leader over. And I guess that does it for me.
All right. Magnificent.
We're getting closer to nullifying some of your tenaciousness there.
Yeah. I'm actually I'm still seriously struggling with the setup of this game. I'm having a hard time. Not sure what in the world I was supposed to do to hold on to that.
I don't know either, but it is what it is.
Yeah. All right. So let's see if we can get.
Yeah. Do we have time for one more?
Yeah, let's do one more. I'm going to need to scoot, and you're probably going to need to scoot too. But...
Yeah, I got to cook some dinner here before we leave for the show. Okay.
Right.
Was it your roll? I think my roll.
I think it was my roll, wasn't it?
Here we go. 35.
We still haven't moved the clock yet.
No, we haven't. All right, so that's one for us.
Yeah.
Do you have anything in particular that you would like to do, David? You've been very patient as all of this stuff's been going on.
I did my cavalry stuff, but
that's true. I didn't know if you had anything else.
There was a lot of excitement there, more than you wanted.
I'm good right at the moment. I'd rather, I'm happy with where things are, and I'd rather see what he's going to do. So
okay, well, I think what I will try to do then is, do we want to give one to Michael? He's been very patient.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah,
too.
let's give you one, Michael.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I know what it's like to sit there for 2 hours and the Prussians are moving everything, and you're like, oh, please, can I please get anything? Oh,
any day now.
Please,
any day now.
Please, can I get it? Except the clock kept moving. Half the time I couldn't get that Austrian army to move. So
exactly, right.
This at least is early enough in the day. We still have some potential. So yeah, go ahead and take one, Michael.
Okay, all right. Just trying to think about who needs to go first. Guess guess I'm going to bring on. Okay. I think I will go ahead and bring back the unpronounceable guy who was just whacked. And that
Yeah.
means I probably need to find a replacement. I'm guessing my leaders are supposed to be type B replacements, but I guess I'm going
Yeah.
to take a quick look just to be sure.
They might be type
Um,
C replacements
oh, it's possible. We
or
can't
type
rule
D
that out.
replacements.
Da, 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 da. Where, where, where?
We don't even have anybody in the replacement bin yet, do we?
Oh, that's a good question. What is the story with that?
Generic leader replacement. Okay.
Where, leaders, casualties, replacements. There we go. Prussians are replaced with the A's and Russians with the B's.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm starting to populate the bees.
Oh, how are you doing that?
They're over in the, if you go to where it has a little shaken marker, and then
Yeah.
you go to generic.
Oh, wow. How weird. You've got to fill it yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of weird, but all right.
So,
Let me know when you got them all in there.
yeah, because there's like 15 or 16 of them, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice if whoever created the thing had it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because there are no game specific replacement leaders here. They're all just generic ones. That's the only ones there are. So you might as well just go ahead and fill the thing.
Oh my
All
God,
right.
there's 17. There's B17.
Bingo.
B18. Oh my God. How many things do they have here? B19?
Well,
B20?
you're expected to kill a lot of my leaders, I suppose.
Apparently so. Okay, there's 20 chits there. Go ahead and give it a good shake.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. And that's who I got. He's pretty crappy. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I got that going for me. Okay. All right. And how in the world Lyubomirsky,
Gesundheit.
or the son of thereof.
There you go.
Okay, he needs to return. He needs to return on one of the hexes where units from his command are. I think there are only 2 hexes that have units from his command now.
Yep.
So I'm going to put him here. And that's what we got. And so let's see what else. We're going to.
All right, we've populated the A
just on the
leaders as
off
well.
chance you lose any of your own, huh?
Well, you've already managed to shoot one guy off of his saddle.
That's true. That's true. That was
Yeah.
well worth pointing out. All right, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's not good. 1, 2, 3. I mean, I could probably live with that. Okay, I'll go ahead and activate these grenadiers in the area as well. And trying to think, what do I want to do here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So yeah, we'll go ahead and activate those guys. In addition, for that matter, I may activate a whole bunch of other folks just because I can.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. All right. We're just going to do that.
Okay.
And then we're going to do that.
Okay. I get a shot at him with some of these people, right?
6 increments can fire.
So those guys
6
can get
times 3.
4,
Yeah.
right? So,
So
but they're
6
not,
times
but
3,
those are
1.5 to 1.
musketeers, right? So
Oh,
they're
yeah, those
times
guys are.
2.
So they're probably
So
just
that's going to
times
be
2. So that's
8,
going to be 8
right? And then
plus
this is going to
6.
be 2, 6. So that's going to be 14. So it's a 1-to-1 shot.
1-to-1 shot.
No pluses, no minuses. That's a miss.
Okay. All righty. All right. So they're going to back up. And which means this guy gets a shot at him as he leaves that hex.
Okay, so that's going to be
1 to 1.5.
yeah, 8,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 5.
Well, that's probably 1. 1 to
Mm,
1.5.
Yep, that is 1 hit.
Yeah. That's too bad because he's not in great shape as it is. But oh well, that's how baseball goes. It also is a disorder check, so we'll do the disorder check.
Okay.
I think he's all right.
Yeah, being half dead doesn't affect the disorder check, right?
No.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. Are they done with their movement?
I think maybe they are. I think that just going to leave him like that.
So then you need to make a line backup check for them, or?
Yeah. I was just trying to decide if I was going to advance them back up, but I'm not really sure that there's any benefit to it. Yeah, maybe not. Okay. All right. So we'll just go ahead and start with this one over here. And then the other one with the leader. They're both fine. And I really can't afford to move this guy.
Well, not without getting shot in the flank.
Absolutely.
Can you make him a hook? Can you hook him?
Yeah,
or
but
was
it would
that
be the
still
same
trigger the
result.
same thing? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's still a formation change, so
Wow.
you're going to get wasted. So you got that going for you, which is nice. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think that's going to get me anything, but I'm going to look anyway. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So are there any other independent units I wanted to move around? Probably. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and move these Shuvalovs over there.
Where are you at?
I'm way over on the west.
Oh, okay.
He was limbered. He just moved to and then unlimbered.
Okay, cool.
And let's see. I guess I'll just go ahead and move all the baggage train. It's like Soul Train. Just a big conga line here. Okay. Any other independent units that need to move while I'm thinking about them? No. Well, oh, you know what? I will go ahead and just put this guy up there and flip him over and then mark him as finished.
Who's that?
Oh, sorry, that was way over here on the observation corps.
Ah.
It was a artillery unit that was sitting
Okay.
behind the line. And strictly speaking, these knuckleheads are independents. I could mess with them, but I won't. And I will do the same thing with this unicorn up here. I will just flip it over, flip it round. And then is there anything else I need to do? Probably not anything urgent. So I think that's it. Yeah, let's call it good. All right, so that'll be it. He's now son of unpronounceable is now flipped over.
Okay.
So he's done. And I think that puts a fork in it for the day.
Doing any assaults?
Nope. Why would I?
I don't know. Because, I mean, you're wild-eyed Russians. You want to get your revenge.
No, we're going to get a revenge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can't bait you into attacking me. Oh, well.
No, because I can do math. Anyway, well, there we go. All right, gentlemen. Well, I'm glad we were able to get together this week, and I hope the improv show is grand.
I'm sure it will be brilliant.
And now, next week, I am probably going to be playing Battles for Quebec.
Oh. How fun.
So we're still trying to work out exactly, are we going to do it at John's house or are we going to do it here? I've offered, just because we always do it at John's house, and I feel like I don't want to presume on his hospitality, even though it is a little bit longer drive to get up here. If I'm hosting, I guess I decide when we're doing it. But I think the problem is we will have just played Battles for Quebec for like 2 days. I'm not really sure if I'm going to want to come back and play Zorndorf after doing that for 2 days. And who knows, I doubt we'd be staying that late, but I guess it's theoretically possible. Right. I think what I'm trying to say is
let's take a break.
Yeah. Take a break. That's fine.
Or maybe, maybe
if you change your mind, just let us know.
Debrief instead.
Yeah. No, it would be great to hear how that goes. So, did you end up printing out the stuff, or did somebody mail it to you?
No.
Did they?
Matthew made 2 playtest kits and shipped them to Paul.
Okay.
So, and I think he has 2 other playtest kits that he sent out to other people. I think Mitchell Land has one of them. I don't know who the other one is with, but Paul, he knew that Paul had a number of people. So he just said, well, I'll make 2 for you. And Paul's like, well, gosh, that seems awfully nice of you because it's a lot of work. But anyway, so he did, and I haven't seen him yet because they're at Paul's place. Right. We'll just figure out exactly what we're going to do, but we'll take some pictures.
Yeah, share them around. Cool. Definitely post them to the Facebook group for Battles of the Age of Reason.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And if you got any report you want to write up, that would be awesome too.
Yeah.
And it's going to be what, you and Albert and John and Paul?
Right. And what we were thinking of doing is just actually having 2 games running side by side at the same time. Because that way it's like, well, you try it this way, and I'll try it this way, and we'll see which one of those works out better, right?
Yeah.
So that should be fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, very
And they're
good.
nice bite-sized little battles, so we can probably get
Right.
through a lot of them in 2 days. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I hope y'all have a great week. Happy
Yeah. Happy
Christmas and all
Christmas,
that.
Kwanzaa, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you like.
And this has actually been a fun little little action-packed evening. So that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We're down to the actual grinding
Yeah.
into each other, grinding each other into dust.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right. Well, very good. Come on back and we'll do it again sometime.
Have a great
Indeed.
Christmas.
All right. You guys be
All
well.
right. You
And
too. Y'all
David,
take
I
care.
should be able to play at tomorrow evening at Moscow.
Yep. And
Yep.
enjoy your improv tonight.
I will.
Indeed.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And for everybody who's tuning in, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in a couple of weeks here with the return
All
of the son of Zorndorf.
Right.
That's right. Ask your doctor if Zorndorf is right for you.
Right for
Right for
you.
you.